Okay, there they are in the bright sunlight, nice and moist. So we'll just let them sit there, and hopefully they won't get so leggy, but they'll mature quite a bit better, and maybe in about a week we'll be able to transplant these into the big greenhouse. Well, today it's time to transplant the Pak Choi that I put in the seed germinator out there, I don't know, a little while ago. I'll put a little timeline on there to see how long it's been so you know how long this has been in here. But, let me show you this. You see what we got here is this is just a little bit of dirt, and the Pak Choi was just sprinkled around in here as I showed you earlier. Now, it is time to transplant these, and what I'm going to do is put them over here. Let me show you. Now, earlier I planted this all full of lettuce, so I don't have a lot of room, but what I'm going to do is, you can see this strip right here is full of lettuce. I'm going to plant the Pak Choi right in here. So the first thing we've got to do to transplant these is to get them out of this little tray. Now, you know, there are roots in here and they're all clinging onto the dirt, so we can't just pull them out. And so one good way of doing this is to just soak this down really much. So let me dip this in the water here. Now, I'm going to bring it over and show you. Now, as you can see, I have drowned this. See the water in here? Now, the idea is this is going to soak down for a few minutes, and then this will just be a big muddy mess. And when we get to that big muddy mess, we should be able to pull these plants out of here with very minimal damage to the roots. Okay, what I'm going to do is I've got this bigger tray here, this bigger container, and I'm going to dump this in here because I'll be able to basically dissolve the dirt, or what would you call it? Because I'll be able to separate the dirt a lot better. Now, see if you can see in there. Okay, so you see what I've got here. There's even some left over here, but we'll get those out in a minute. But anyway, now you see what you've got here is I've got all these plants. Now you can see that because it's just so sloppy, I can pull plants out here individually, and they're not pulling the roots apart, and there's not a lot of roots to them. So now here's a nice one that's really greened up. See, but you can pull that out quite easily. So that's why you soak this all down and get it to a big muddy mess, because if you dissolve all this dirt, you can pull these apart a lot easier without damaging the plants very much, and that's what we want. The way we're going to do this is I'm going to go over here and off camera grab one of these little plants out of here. Alright, I found one here. This looks like a nice candidate. And what we do then is just put a little bit of perlite in this net cup. Lay that down in there. And fill that net cup all the way up. And we've got one transplanted. Now what we'll do is we'll put this in the block over here where it's going to grow. And hopefully that'll work out. Now, let me show you. Here's the one I just put in. So we'll just fill this whole thing up, and then we'll have them all transplanted. Alright, I've got them all planted. And what do I got here? 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7, I think 17 if I've counted right, plants. And there's 2 in each one, I think. And that's because some of these, I don't know if they're going to make it. But, anyway, so we've got 17 or so plants. And I really can't handle any more than that. But, look at what I've planted here. And I want to show you what's left over. There's just lots and lots of these left over. So, and here's more in here. I have really overdone it with how many seeds I planted, even though I planted just a few. So you don't need a lot of seeds to germinate to grow this many if you want to transplant them into an aquaponics floating raft thing. So let's see how they set. We'll check on them tomorrow and see if they're looking like they like to be transplanted. Well, okay, well, it's a couple days later after I transplanted these Pak Choi. Let me show you. It looks like they're doing okay. Let me show you. Okay, so here they are. As you can see, they're standing up. This has been 2 days, so you know they're not laying down. Well, I don't know. That one, maybe that one's laying down. But then, see, the rest of them are looking good, and see, they're looking like something's coming up. So, there we go. So these are going to be. That's a success. They transplanted well. Well, except for this guy here. Not sure what his problem is, but I think I have one more or a couple more plants over there that I didn't throw out yet. So we'll replant that one. Looks good. So we'll let those grow. Added a couple of new ones in there. I left them in the water and they're still alive. So these got some new ones to try out, and these should do well. So we'll let them grow and see how they grow.